Hey, Bear Scam at the Eugene Science Center, and I've got something really cool to show you. If you come in a little bit closer, I've got this metal pan that's been on the stove and it's got nothing in it. It's just been really heating up. And what I've got in here is just some normal water. But once the pan has reached a really, really hot temperature, you'll see that water, instead of just boiling away, starts doing a very interesting effect. You can see that some of it just starts sizzling away, but the other parts of the water just skirt around and start skating like it's not even there. Now, this is a phenomenon called the Leidenfrost effect, where the water is actually doing a very interesting thing. The outside surface of the water is actually instantly vaporizing away. It's boiling off just the skin of that water droplet. So if you look again, it looks as though it's hovering on nothing. It's hovering on a cloud, almost frictionless, which is exactly what's happening. That little coating of steam on the very bottom of that water droplet is lifting that droplet away from the hot metal. So that metal can't give all of that heat energy to that water droplet like it wants to, so it can boil away. Now, we actually have another thing here, other than our hot pan, that can also achieve this Leidenfrost effect. And it's actually going to be doing it in the complete opposite way. So instead of something being too hot, it's going to be something that's going to be incredibly cold. And once again, here we have our dry ice. Now, our dry ice, you know, I kind of lied to you. I said that it was going to use something incredibly cold. And while yes, the dry ice is very cold, the reason the Leidenfrost effect is going to work is once again because of something being incredibly hot. But I'm not going to be using my metal pan. I'm going to be using this metal table. This metal surface is not incredibly hot by our standards because it's at the same temperature as the rest of the room. It might be a little bit chilly to the touch just because it's metal, but compared to our dry ice, which is incredibly cold, once again, it's that negative 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This is extremely cold and this is extremely hot. There is almost a 200 degrees difference between these two substances, including this metal bowl. Now, when this dry ice gets exposed to the relative extreme difference in the heat between the metal bowl and the dry ice, it's going to shove all of that heat into the dry ice and it's going to vaporize, it's going to sublimate extremely quickly, and it's going to make its own vapor barrier between the ice and the metal. Now with our metal bowl, it's going to produce actually a very interesting sound. And if I bring it a little bit closer to the center of the bowl, oh my. Yeah, it can be quite startling. And you can see, once I drop the dry ice, it just crumbles apart because the way that they make dry ice, and if you look really close, is all these tiny little pebbles. Now those pebbles are made by taking the carbon dioxide gas that we have in our air and squeezing it down and chilling it until it liquefies. Now, unfortunately, here on Earth, it's not very easy for us to get things to get as cold as negative 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So the much easier way to make dry ice is to first liquefy it under that tremendous pressure, and then release all of that pressure. And what will happen is that liquid CO2, that liquid carbon dioxide, will want to turn back into that gas, into that water, that gas vapor. Now, when it does that, it needs heat. But if there's only liquid CO2 around it, the only thing it can steal that heat from is other particles, those other molecules of liquid carbon dioxide, leaving some to drift away as gas and the rest to get colder and colder and colder until it freezes. Now, that is pretty cool stuff. But it can also do a very interesting effect and serve as its own air hockey puck. So I've got just a piece of dry ice, and I can just give it a small little nudge, and it will glide as though it's skating on a little ice rink. And once again, that is, if you come in closer, you can see it's really faint, but there's a little bit of a smoke cloud, a little bit of a fog cloud coming out from the bottom. So it's creating its own hovercraft, much like our water bead in our metal bowl.